we're going to bring up finance.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. Ken Dandy, Interim Finance Manager, and to talk about some fiscal highlights, fiscal year 2025 financial highlights. Starting first of all with the revenue sources for the city. First, we have the title ad valorem taxes, which is collected monthly. Next, we have building permits, which is also collected monthly. That's commercial and residential. Business licenses, which is collected annually. You heard a great report from CPL, and as well as alcohol licenses that's collected annually. Excise taxes are collected monthly for mixed drinks and pour permits, pour alcohol permits. Then we have financial institution fees, which is collected annually as well from based on the gross receipts of the institutions, financial institutions located in the city of Mulberry. Franchise fees for like utility companies and cable companies, they pay us quarterly, if I'm not mistaken. And then interest income, of course, we collect that monthly based on the savings that we have in our savings accounts. Okay. Now, I put one more on there. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that in fiscal year 2025, but it came like not too long afterwards, and that's the insurance premium that's collected from the insurance commissioner's office, and it came in like October of 2025. So we're looking forward to that again next October. But also, just a note there, we collected actually 1.3 million more than what we expected. Yeah, so that was a great surprise. Payments in lieu of taxes from Gwinnett County, that was a payment that we received from Gwinnett County. They didn't really give us much detail on it as far as what it was for. Here you go. This is your money and it's yours. So 373K that we received there. And so for fiscal year 2025, the revenue is $3,404,490. Expenditures of $2,176,269, and the fund balance is $1,228,221. Next slide, please. Thank you. And speaking of, you can kind of see how the revenues are tracking. The title ad valorem taxes is obviously the largest generating revenue source for the city. We collected 1.2 million there, all right, for this fiscal year. And for building permits, it's a little over a million, 1,078,000 for that. Business licenses, 511,000 or 512K for that. I already told you about the business in lieu of tax, payment in lieu of taxes there. Franchise fees, we collected that in about the amount of 127K just from Comcast. Basically, we're trying to get, so we're waiting some more franchise fees to come through there. Some utility companies we're waiting there to get for in fiscal year 2026. And financial fees, financial institution fees from Truist Bank, Synovus, and Bank of America. And this was 2025, mind you. We'll see more coming in 2026 as some of them had paid their 2025 taxes or fees to Gwinnett County. So we expect to see that in 2026. And let me just go to the next slide. Those are the major contributors of revenue there. As far as expenditures, well, the largest expenditure that you see here, I have them grouped into four categories. Planning and permitting, that's the largest effort. You heard why last presentation that they're really working hard to get our permits in and licenses collected. So next up would be technical services such as accounting, legal, IT, all of those types of services. That's at 32% of the expenditures, and the other expenditures and city personnel expenditures are both 7% each. Okay. Okay, to the right, I'll start with that first. Basically, we're showing there that we have a fund balance of 1,228,222. We have expenditures of 2.1 million there. We're just saying that the fund balance will cover 77% of that, and which is equivalent to 9 months worth. That's just on the fund balance alone. I did another exercise here just on cash balance actually, and I'll make sure I include that next time around. But we had cash of 1.3 million, which is almost all of the assets that you see up there. And then if I did the cash on hand, days cash on hand formula, based on that formula, you divide the assets by the number of the amount of expenditures divided by 365, and that gives us 219 days basically of cash that we have on hand as of fiscal year 2025, which is about 7 months worth. So, you know, for you personally, you probably like to set aside 6 months at least. So we're above that as a city in covering that cash wise for fiscal year 2025. And where we are now on the left side there, where it says cash balances, we have a total of about 5 million right now. They're sitting and not just sitting, some of it's actually earning, such as we have a savings account with 502,000 in it. We're getting a pretty good yield on that, as well as a tree bank fund account as well. That's also interest bearing. And then of course, 4.3 in operating, and that's also interest bearing. So that's your $5 million right there that we have, of which we're talking about or planning to at least invest 250,000 of that into the Georgia Fund 1 account that we set up recently. That's all I have.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.